How's it going, everybody? This is Carlisle, and I'm going to be showing you guys the Blade Dancer spec that I've been using in my more recent videos. I've used a lot of hybrid specs in the past and some other ones, and this one has been probably the most fun to play with despite its low health. So I am 61 Blade Dancer and 15 Ranger. You can really choose any other support soul that you'd like to. Ranger I felt was the best for me, mostly because I could get the critical strike and the pretty substantial increases to damage, as well as getting some ranged abilities. Which I know you could choose to use marksman and something else, but I preferred Ranger myself. Alright, for the macros, we have our buffs macro, which is Blade and Soul parity, which are your two bread and butter rhythmic actions here. You have 6 total, and you have to alternate between them, so use them wisely. Then I have my other 4, which are Suppress Macro Failures and Cast Double Coup, Blade Tempo, Dualism, and Sidesteps. Then I have my CC macro, which is Cast Disengage and Cast Disassemble. I have my Heavy macro, which is 100 Blades and Dancing Steel. And I choose to show 100 Blades. Of course, you can show whichever ability you'd like. But both of these do really good damage, so don't be afraid to use them. And then my Power macro, or my Builder spam ability, which show Binary Strike, Suppress Macro Failures. I have a lot of Ascended abilities here. For anyone who's unaware, you have an Ascended Powers tree, and these are a lot of your combat buffs that you can use. And I'll typically put them inside of my macros. If you have some, and you think that they may be beneficial for you, by all means use them. As you can see, they're not on. Most of them are not on global cooldown here. If not, don't worry about it. But for the main abilities are Cast Reprisal, Binary Strike, and then I have a Cast Break Free. So it'll pretty much use this whenever someone decides to stun or anything like that. And yeah, so that's it for the macros. For the regular attacks that I have and use, I have, or the other abilities, I have Flash of Steel, which is your charge ability. Then you have a Defensive Pose, which is a really good ability, but you have to be smart how you use it. It increases movement speed by 15%, reduces damage taken by 5, and heals for 1% of your maximum health every 2 seconds. And the downside is it reduces your energy regeneration rate by 5 energy per second. So it'll drain you pretty good if you're not paying attention. You can keep it on with Blade and Soul parity since your abilities won't cost any damage. So keep that in mind. But when that's not on, I would take it off when you see your energy starting to get low, maybe around 30% or so, and then put it back on. You also have Sprint, increasing movement speed by 50%. Meditative Trance, which will heal you over 12 seconds. And this is really nice to use too. And both of these have pretty good incoming heals for you. I have my Weapon Barrage, which is an interrupt and debilitates for 5 seconds when successful. You have your finisher, Double Strike, and then your offhand ability attacks, which are both phenomenal abilities. And you really have to be smart how you use them. You get stacks of what's called Blade Hustle up here, which is another thing you need to pay attention to as a Blade Dancer. With 5 stacks, it'll increase the damage of either one of these two by 15% per combo point, or 15% per stack rather. So you really have to kind of manage where this is. I typically will use it between 3 and 5 stacks most of the time. Other things to take note of, you have Blade Fury, which whenever you use one quick strike or precision strike, it increases the damage of your next or binary strike. Keen strike is, once you have binary strike, you're not going to use it. And you also have Deadly Dance, which Deadly Dance, Blade Dancer finishers increase the damage of the rogue's next combo point generating ability by 3% per combo point. So another 15% damage increase on the builder attack. Now you can choose to use that combined with a binary strike after you use a precision strike. Or you can use it for save these stacks, use a finisher, and then choose to use precision and or quick strike right after. So yeah, that's really it. So I'm gonna show you guys a quick rotation of how I use it, and I'll run through both Blade and Soul Parity and Faded Blades, so you can kind of see the damage for both here. But yeah, I mean, that's really it as far as the basics of a Blade Dancer goes. If there are any questions that you guys still have or anything I missed, please don't hesitate to leave a comment down there and let me know and ask, and I will be more than happy to answer. Or if you happen to be on Fade-Lite or want to come over and you see my character Lightus here, don't be afraid to send me intel and ask a question. I'm typically more than happy to talk about or answer anything in relation to PvP builds. I'm always sitting here experimenting. As you can see, I've got freaking 16 or 17 different roles I'm always playing around with and changing around. So I hope the guide was useful to you guys. Take care.